Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the struggle bus.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a Natalia realized that she forgot to do stuff. But you know what? It's all good. We're just here to have a good time, so it's fine. Welcome to Roll for Drama, the long ongoing series based on TikToker Adventures in Ardia. You better go check him out while you still can, if you're in the States, I guess. Who started Roll for Sandwich, where he rolls a dice and chooses how to make a sandwich based on those dice rolls. And we thought it would be fun because we already had a thing. Hello, everyone. We already had a thing on our podcast where we would occasionally do like a themed podcast and then come up with a drama that was based on that theme. We're like, it would be more fun with dice. And so we did. And we've been doing it. This is episode 9. 9 episodes. We've been 9 months of this nonsense. Yeah. So, and 9 absolute bangers. Actually, it's been 10 months because there was one 2-month. There was one December and January was one drama. We did a 2-month BL special. But so we're on episode 9 now, a Roll for Drama. And last month. Oh boy, Natalia, get it together, Natalia. We did a fun one where it was a gangster and a doctor, and there's secrets. Or no, she was a pharmacist. Or anyway, you can watch last week's. You can watch last month's episode. It's there, and here were the posters we made for it. It looks very moody, but we did not have very moody vibes while talking about it. But
yeah,
you know, it was. We had, of course, we made it lovely and gay. We always do.
Shocking.
I know. So for anyone who's never been here, here's how it goes down. We have a bunch of graphics that have things on them with dice with numbers associated with them. We roll a dice, and then we make a drama based on whatever nonsense comes up with them. And when I tell you, if you've never been here, we make some absolute banging K-dramas that don't exist. To the point that we make ourselves and everyone who joins us a little sad. But who knows? You know, these studios are free to hire us. Like,
all they have to do is contact us.
Yeah, you can email us at certifiednoonas@gmail.com. We're easy to find. We're not hiding out here. All right. Does everyone have snacks? Everyone has drinks? Everyone's ready to go?
I left my drink somewhere else.
Oh no!
I need it. I'll go grab it.
Go grab it. Go grab it. Grab it. So let's let me see. I gotta look at where all my little graphic-y things are here. Okay. The first is too early for wine. Well, you know what? Mike, that's because you're a quitter. If you believed in yourself, Mike, it wouldn't be.
Hard enough.
If you believed in your dreams. So as always, we start our first situation. This is the dice. Here's our dice. They're right next to me. I've chosen the blue and orange dice this week. I finally found all my dice. I did lose them last month when I rearranged my office, but I did discover them. So the first thing we always discover is what type of drama we doing.
What have we not done lately?
Well, last time was a 20 episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've done a weekender in a while.
Have we done a daily?
I was going to say, have we ever done a daily?
We did. Remember, I think the sci-fi one was a daily.
Oh, wow.
The one with back in the day, the one with Gong Yu and Park Bo Gum.
Oh, man.
Not Gong Yu.
Was a good
Park
one.
Bo Gum and...
That one.
Was it Gong Yu? Anyway, that was
I'm going to go look. I think it
drama.
might have been...
And then they all were on the spaceship and they were gay.
Namgung Min.
Thank you. Namgung Min. And, and Park Bo Gum.
Daily. It was a daily.
It was a daily.
That's why we had to do a lot of the school stuff.
We had to add a lot of school and family nonsense in there. It was a daily drama. Mike wants a rom-com. Well, listen. The dice decide, Mike. The dice decide. So let's see what type of show we're doing today. Okay. Into the dice tower. 4. We're doing a 12 episode.
Nice.
Okay. I
Standard.
really like 12 episoders. They're like
Okay,
pretty
so
solid.
that, I like them. Yeah, they're a good amount. And next, of course, we need to go, where is this being set? And you're thinking, why are you picking the setting before you pick the genre? Because of the chaos that it brings. So this is the old D12. Let me locate my D12 here. Here we go.
I hope it's not a hospital because I feel like we've been hospital.
We've been a lot of hospital.
Yeah.
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 So let's see what the blue and orange dice think we should do. 8. An apartment complex.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. 12 episodes.
Now we pick the genres. We roll 2 times on the old D20 to find out what.
Everyone hold your breath for 18, 19 or 20.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we always want. Well, we always make it that anyway.
No.
But that's what we.
But still,
It's
nice when it's official.
Right off
yeah,
the
we have
bat.
an excuse. 16
16.
Okay.
and 3. Oh, it's straight this time.
Ooh.
16
Add up to
comedy.
nothing, though.
An action adventure comedy
Whoa.
in an apartment complex. We haven't had this combo before.
I
don't
mean,
think
we
so.
can
Apartment
do
complex
company
action adventure.
An apartment complex action adventure.
Like,
But it's a comedy.
yeah.
So it's
So,
not
like,
Adventure is the part I'm struggling with the apartment complex.
Because I keep thinking things like Sweet Home or
Yeah.
that zombie movie.
well, alive,
right?
yeah. But those
Yeah.
aren't funny. Those aren't comedy.
Well, they
Well,
have a moment.
Terrius, yeah,
Terrius,
okay,
yeah.
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 That's
Uh,
right. Okay,
That's
okay.
right. Yep.
Mm.
Okay. That
Portal, possible. Listen, we'll get there. We need to pick
Someone
who's
just falls into the portal too. It's like not graceful. They just kind of tumble in.
who is our main actress? Who are we hanging out with today? 12.
Shinmina.
Shinmin.
Oh, this is
Okay.
for comedy.
Great pick for
Okay.
this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen someone not have chemistry with her, so let's find out.
Right.
Who's the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 2. Lee Jong Suk.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
This is an
Okay.
interesting pair. This is a very interesting pair. And then what's next on our list? Tropes. Okay, so we need 3 things that we definitely have to include. Lucy, you and me both. You and me both, Lucy. Okay. All right, let's find out what tropes we're including. What 3 tropes we have to include in this comedy, action, adventure, 12-episode drama set in an apartment complex. All right, we got 14. We got 11
Always, Mike.
and 9. 14, 11, and 9. Okay. 9. A sudden serial killer. Yes. Okay.
Classic.
Ghosts again. We always get ghosts.
Oh.
And then a stalker. Well, the stalker, ghost, and serial killers can all work together, but how do we possibly make this? How do we
Can
possibly
I see
make
that a
this
little bit
comedy?
longer?
Oh, sorry. Yes. 1 second. I gotta click the right one. Boop.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to get it down right.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, we've been handed quite
Sudden
a
serial killer.
situation here today.
Because here's the deal. Ability to see ghosts is different than just ghosts. So
Yeah.
that's very specific. And then sudden serial killer is different than just
Serial killer. Yeah, and also how do we make it funny? That is Mike, you have
And how do you make the stalker funny?
Mike,
But-
you have centered on
You don't really make the stalker funny.
the basic question plaguing us today. How do we make it
Do we want
funny?
to start with 1 PPL?
Okay, yes, we can do yes. Let me get
Just
the
like
right.
starting off knowing that we have to shoehorn something.
Okay. All right. Let me
Because
the
I
right
will say,
stuff
so
here.
far, because a lot of the other ones we've done lately, the genres and things were very specific, and so it kind of inherently, like the loan shark thing, we knew one of them had to be alone. Like, it was easy to then describe the jobs for people.
Yeah.
It's pretty open-ended so far.
Okay, so here are the PPL that we may need to integrate into this. Let's see what we're doing. Bump, bump, bump. 3. A Dyson vacuum. Easy.
We are really making a
Easy.
classic K-drama. This is just
easy.
like very even.
And before we get too much into the thoughts, there is one more slide we have to go through. Okay, and that is the cliches. We need to include 3 cliches. All right. That is a 10. That is a 20, which means we have to roll an extra time. Okay. So 18, 10, 18, 13, and 8. Okay, what do we got here?
10, 18, 13, and 8 is what you said?
Yeah, 10, 18, 13, and 8. So we've got a vacation episode, a cute pet, a bus scene, and a shower scene. Oh, guys, listen.
We're just like
mode.
I need it longer, Natalia.
Oh, sorry. Wrong side.
Try to make sure I get everything. Bus scene. That's what I didn't have.
No.
Easy.
I feel like you can make the stalker a ghost and it be funny. Like maybe like even in like you think that the ghost is a stalker for a very long time and it's just like not that it's a stalker. It just wants to know what's going on at all times and very nosy. And so it's just like always there. You know, something like that where it's like
or like you're the only person who can see it, so it just is following you around all the time in the hopes it can figure you out or something. Like,
I like that. The cute pet. Lucy, you're speaking our language right here. But also, listen.
Zero bird.
This is true.
We have been left to our own devices with these, so
well, like I said, it's interesting so far. I mean, the apartment complex itself is just the setting. That still doesn't even dictate that someone has to have a specific job. So, like, we're very, very open-ended with what to make anybody do.
Do we even have to have a job, too? Like, it could just be, like, an afterthought thing. Like, you don't even have to have someone. Yep. They could just all be living there, and that's why they're...
The action-adventure aspect.
Maybe, there's, like, the basement, like, holds secrets or something. You know, there's something, like, interesting about the building itself, and they're like, now we gotta see.
Like, it's bigger on the inside type stuff.
Yeah.
I like it. Sorry, I'm just very quickly, as always, pulling up together a little helpful graphic for everyone.
If we did something with an object, that object could also be the action somehow, like tied to the action. You know, like an Indiana Jones type. You know, you got like, the thing that you
maybe
have to...
like the object is found. Like maybe. Like the apartment complex does these things where like everybody like pitches in to clean certain areas like every once in a while. So when they're all like at this like event or whatever that they're like cleaning up, someone finds that object, and that's how things transpire.
You mean the object itself also being the Dyson vacuum?
Oh, it could be the Dyson vacuum.
Oh my! No, see, here's the thing. I don't know if Dyson would appreciate their PPL being a haunted demonic vacuum.
But it doesn't have to be demonic. It just like happens to lead people like to the demonic.
It starts sucking a specific direction, and it leads you to certain.
Does Does
maybe
it
it
make
sits as romance
robot
or something.
vacuums?
So.
Because if
You know what?
Dyson
I
makes
will-
robot vacuums, it could do its own
I
thing.
will
Oh, yeah,
Google
that
that.
is.
Does
you can
Dyson
go to
make
different
robot
dimensions as to,
vacuum?
like when you're like using it. So people just like disappear when they're using it and then they come back
Yes.
every once in a while.
Or like you touch it. That's how someone has the ability to see ghosts only when they're using the vacuum.
Dyson
Oh,
does make a $1,200 robot vacuum called the Hurist. That's in Canadian. It's a little cheaper if you're in the United States.
But I think whoever stumbles upon this vacuum has to be a very not wealthy person. Because you have to always put the PPL with like a character that should not have that thing.
should not have it.
Would never be able to afford it.
It's like the only time I ever saw that like actually make sense was in like the drama Clean with Passion for Now, where she finds it on the side of the street after it wanders out of his house, and she's like, "Ah, sweet, a robot vacuum." And that's the only time it's ever made sense that a poor person had one of these fancy ass vacuums. This robot vacuum looks pretty nice, not gonna lie. That drama.
Lucy is demanding baby girl Jungsuck.
You know what? I'm actually very much with her on that. I think that is a great idea.
Nice. I'm just putting this out there. There doesn't have to be romance. That's not demanded in the parameters that we've been given.
It's true.
I'm not saying that like we have to not, but like it doesn't have to be super heavy.
What if the vacuum isn't a Dyson vacuum, and that's the whole running gag through the entire thing? It's that they want a Dyson vacuum, but all they have is this like cheapy robot thing, and then at the end they finally get a Dyson like vacuum or something. Like
that would.
So
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That way you can get
lie.
the entire series funded by Dyson.
Yeah,
because like
but that's also why it's like acting weird, because it's some like $50 robot vacuum.
cheapo vacuum.
Different places.
Oh gosh. And if it is like haunted or like possessed or whatever, you could have these moments where dude's like, you know, I bet if you were in a better vacuum, you could, or like, you know, like there would be comments about, if you were better, I'd have a better vacuum, or if the vacuum was better, you know, maybe we'd have better ghosts. Oh gosh. Devil horns.
Yeah, the Dyson vacuum would solve all of their problems. Like, if only they could afford a Dyson vacuum.
If only they could afford a real Dyson and not this Dyson knockoff that looks like a Dyson but performs so under par.
So the entire
it never
apartment
cleans
complex
anything.
comes together to do like bake sales and all these things to raise money
to get a Dyson vacuum for the common areas.
Oh, and then we can have, you know, how, like, they have, like, the, they make up, like, the boards in, like, some apartment complex, so you have, like, the president of the, like, homeowners association type thing. We can have, like, the person, like, doing antics because they're in this position and they really want the fancy vacuum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And then, like Lucy said earlier, I didn't really connect the dots. Like how Lucy said, like a Ghostbuster pack. So it sucks up ghosts.
Yes.
That would be
That could be listen, the comedy potential here is so high for this action adventure. Now,
It's like a Minecraft spawn point.
what if they were siblings?
two. Oh,
The main characters?
The main characters.
I was still on robots, so it was like...
Sorry.
I was like, robots?
No, sorry. I had a thought in my head. I should have articulated that better. Instead of them being
fine on your end, not on
in my head. No, since all of you looked at me like I was insane, I realized I should have actually said, what if the two of them, the two leads here, were siblings, and it was like a fun like sibling ghost fighting adventure.
Think they would be hilarious together as siblings.
Yeah. Oh god.
Because then you could have like sibling bickering, and then also you have the potential for like, you know, the wingman situation, right?
Mhm.
Where if one of them has some sort of, romantic lead, the other can be the worst wingman in history because fuck your sibling. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to screw this up for you because that's funny, Yes. Listen, I got you the
Too
real
bad
ones.
it's not a weekend or a daily, because this would be so prime.
Yeah.
So good.
But I feel like a 12 episode would make a really fun, like, demon vacuum arc. And that's and like the fact that it's like an off-brand Dyson lookalike that's, the demon vacuum
He would be
that
so
gets
perfect
possessed
with
by
her
ghosts is
annoying little brother.
peak hilarity. And then they need to get a real Dyson that actually kills ghosts. And the Dyson is the one stalking them? Oh, please. Like the fake Dyson? This is
They try to get rid of it at some point, and it doesn't.
it never goes away. And then you can have like a cute fluffy dog that's nice to everyone, but always is barking at the vacuum. And they're like, "Oh, dogs just hate vacuums." And it's like,
And
no,
you can
the dog
only see
knows.
like the perspective of the vacuum, like as the stalker. So when anybody turns, nobody ever sees like an actual person.
That like low
And they make the music really like thrillery.
The end boss is no, the end boss is like the ghost of all of like the abandoned like
No, the
shitty
end boss
vacuum.
is like a broom or something. Like something not.
Paid for by big capitalism.
Yeah.
Like
Like the suspicious dog Simpson style. Yeah, just like I don't like this. But
so
like-
do we want to do another PPL roll to see if there's something else we can use?
You know what?
Because we're actually using the
Might as
PPL
well.
to our benefit in this one.
I think that's a great idea. Let's 1 second. Ooh, I forgot I have to take this off first. Whoop! Okay.
Oh,
Let's
so are we cheating by making it a robot vacuum, even though like the robot vacuum is listed?
No, it's fine. It's
Okay.
left
I don't think
to,
so.
we are allowed to do whatever. Like, see, there's the Dyson vacuum, but we didn't know Dyson also had a robot vacuum. So that's
That's
what,
true.
it's fine. It's fine. One
Car.
a car.
Car.
Okay.
That's not as exciting.
It's not as exciting, but is easy. But you
And
know
that
what
works
isn't?
in well with the bus stop. You have the person who's waiting for the bus stop, and then somebody
Car
pulls
shows
up
up.
in their car, and like,
But you know what might not be easy? A plot twist. Hello.
Oh.
Ba-dum-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-dum-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba.
2.
An old lover
Oh.
returns. Oh, you know what? You know what old lover returns means? First off,
We need to
Go back
have
to
a
these
lover
guys.
in the first
who's
thing.
yes. Well, we need to know whose old lover returns. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking evens, Shinmina, odds, Lee Jung-suk. Let's find out.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, Lee Jung-suk's old lover
5.
returns. Now, same evens for lady, odds for fella. What's the gender of this old? The old lover's a Dyson vacuum. Bringing the dice. He could be the
Or a
delivery man
housekeeper.
bringing the new Dyson. All right. Is it a lady or a fella? Evens for ladies, odds for fellas.
Okay.
Evens. It is a lady. He's dating a lady. It's,
Oh.
you know what?
Boring.
Listen, we can't-
Whatever.
We can't win them all. We can't win them all. All right, let's see who Lee Jung-suk's old lover is. Keep in mind, this doesn't mean they will be removed from this. Only the 2 leads get removed. These people may have a chance to be leads in another episode. Let's find out who's he been dating.
The dice had some. Oh, the dice could have done something.
They could have done something pretty good. I do know. I don't think they did though.
I don't think they did either.
Kim So
Oh,
Hyun.
Hyun. Okay.
Okay. You know what?
Okay.
I like that. That makes sense. That's a sensible situation.
okay. And so, is Shinmina as the sister? Does she love this ex-girlfriend and like they gang up on him, or does she hate this girl with a passion and like please stay out of my brother's life. Because it feels like it's always one or the other, you know?
That's true.
At least in the beginning.
I think because there's Car. I'm getting this just because of the car.
Car. Yep.
So, Kim So-hyun's character, maybe like they dated in college or something, and either she kept it a secret that she was a chaebol heiress. Like,
Okay.
Eventually, come to find out she's wealthy and like maybe she's kind of the big bad like they assume she's big bad just because she's rich. Whereas like everyone else in this cast is definitely not from money because they can't afford the Dyson vacuum. They can't even afford the Dyson vacuum. So
Listen, their apartment complex too cheap for good Dyson.
But like, it could be that like part of the badness of her is maybe she's going to buy out the apartment complex.
Oh,
So that's why she's showing up.
Does she know? Does she know that they live there? Surely she would.
Surely she would. So
maybe not. Like maybe
they moved
enough.
there after, you know, the breakup
they could have
or something. But
the mother paid him
they
off.
have
to
a
this
special
also
relationship
say that,
with
like,
the apartment
does she
building?
know about the haunted vacuum killer?
Did she plant the haunted vacuum?
I mean, this is a really bad purchase.
Well, I see Lucy suggested like the mother paid him off, but maybe she thinks the mother paid him off. But the mother lied to her and said that, oh yeah, he took the money, but like, so then she wouldn't talk to him again.
Well, maybe the mother did something to him and that he was kind of forced to be apart from her. Like maybe that's why he's now living with his sister because she did something to him monetarily that like, and so like
ruined
he
his
broke it off
career
with
or
her.
something.
Yeah, because literally he had to work on like just being able to survive like living.
Okay.
Or like threatened his sister's career or something. Like maybe the sister works for the company or something like that. And it was like, I can ruin her life or you can leave my daughter. And he was like,
you know what would be peak humor? If this plot was so overwrought, but then had absolutely nothing to do with the main plot, and it suddenly was like, you know what? But you know what's not? That's not important because we got a ghost vacuum. This ghost vacuum is out for blood.
And
a
stalker.
I think that. I mean, the mom could have done both, like, kind of threatened to affect both siblings, but definitely did something specifically to him, and that is why Shin Min-na's character, like, really, really is not okay with the ex-girlfriend. You know, like, extra protective type thing because of all of that. He, of course, still maybe harbors feelings or at least has good memories about stuff, so...
I like it.
I do like that.
I do like
that.
that.
The reason I was saying Car, so that all came from Car, because at some point, it reminds me, there's a TikTok sound right now that's like, I have purse. And so, like, that's why I keep saying Car. I have Car. So.
This guy's just going to make this a retelling of Car.
Well, just essentially, who has the car? No one that cannot afford a Dyson vacuum.
Yeah.
So, like.
But a rich lady.
Rich lady pulls up in her fancy car.
You know what would actually kind of be funny is if like they hired like an exorcist because they figured out this vacuum is possessed, you know, there's ghosts and everything. And so this like car shows up and it's all dramatic and you think it's going to be like a shaman getting out. And then it's just like the ex-girlfriend. And then she's like, no, get out of here. And everyone's like, what's the shaman? You can't yell at the shaman. It's like, that ain't no shaman. That's his shitty ex-girlfriend. I hate her.
I was going to ask earlier, so do you think that these siblings, so like maybe Shin Min-na's character, like maybe she's like the building manager or something. Like, of course she doesn't own the building because it's not like they're from money.
Yeah.
But as far as has super vested interest in everybody's livelihoods in the building, kind of even more than usual.
That's
I
fair.
like that.
I like it. I like it.
She could be
She
like
has power. Because she's Shin Min-na, dagnabbit.
Yeah. And also, like, the building owner could constantly be on her to, like, save money, which is why she bought this off-brand Dyson for the
Yeah.
common areas, which turns out to be suspiciously cheap. You know, like in a classic like possession comedy sort of way. Like, oh, it was a deal too good to pass up. You should have passed it up.
And then do you have that scene where like she's like walking through and she's like crunching all the numbers and she keeps on looking up all these options and she's like, I can't afford it, and she's just like exasperated about everything. And then like she
She's in
sees
the
out of
pawn
her
shop.
corner of her eye this vacuum and it's like lit up and she like kind of goes to it and then sees the price and it's like, oh, and she
It could
takes
be in like the window of the shiftiest looking pawn shop you've ever seen. And then when you go in, the pawn shop is run by like, you know, like a real, like the episode of The Simpsons with the monkey's paw where it's like, but the paw is cursed. Ooh, that's bad.
sword fights with the vacuum.
Listen,
like the duo, the siblings fighting with each other, and they're fighting like that.
I like it. Or like the vacuum can possess others. The vacuum that possesses. And so, you know.
So, vacation episode.
Oh yeah.
It could be like a real shitty vacation. This is
like a rooftop.
Is it a staycation? Is
like,
kind of the question.
Like they're going
fake out. Like,
they're going to the, you know, the
Staycation would
the
be
spas.
so funny.
You know those spas where they eat the eggs.
Yeah,
The
like,
sauna.
yeah.
The
Like
sauna. Thank you. The word was sauna. I was
during the
looking
day,
for.
they go to the sauna, do
Mhm.
that, and then they just come home and then go to the rooftop and try
Yeah.
to pretend like it's a good staycation.
And then they go to the rooftop and like sadly grill like, you know, the pork belly as though they are on the beach.
But that could
But
be
maybe
a
super
sound-
cheap
no,
pork belly.
family
You know what
moment.
would actually be really funny is if they're like, oh, we need a vacation, and then it opens onto like a beautiful beach scene, but then you like zoom back and it's just them having like a laptop with a picture, like a video of like the ocean with them just like grilling on like a sad little electric grill sitting on those tacky plastic
And
chairs.
if this drama was picked up by Netflix, it would be a Netflix show.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I feel like maybe we should add like what network is this airing on show for
Roll.
this one. Roll.
because it
in the
definitely
later
makes a
episode.
difference, right? Like
Mhm.
SBS.
vibes.
Like there's a difference between SBS, TVN, and OCN.
Well,
you
Jesse
know what
just
I mean?
suggested SBS.
Oh, SBS for this one. That does feel like a good one. That feels correct. You know.
Like this is, I don't feel this is like a JTV scene.
No.
No.
And a
Yeah.
12 episode doesn't really feel like a TVN situation.
No.
It's not
Maybe
feeling
TVE,
NBC either.
but like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm. This is feeling either like SBS or like Wave.
Oh yeah,
You
like
know?
just like a solid.
You know, listen,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
OTT.
Yeah.
Now, okay, I'm looking at Redham's last comment with the sword fight. Wouldn't it be funnier if it was like a mop fight though?
Yeah,
wouldn't
like
the
a-
And
comedy,
it got
like
jealous.
brooms.
So
yeah,
that's how
like
the
because like you know he's
vacuum
trying to
got
like hit it with the mop, but then he's like sucking up the mop tendrils. Like you'll never defeat me. Like,
What
Does
if it's just a
does
fight
it
between
have
the
a
mop and
robot
the vacuum
voice?
by its like self?
I feel like it either has a robot voice or it has the voice of like a really recognizable actor that like speaks in their mind. Like it has like
Well, that's what I
Madame
mean,
Suck's
like,
voice or something. Like
Like Sky and I know what voice that like it should have because we just witnessed it earlier.
Whenever we logged on, Natalia, her microphone was doing this.
weird.
It was an alien voice. Like you couldn't tell anything she was saying, but it was pitched a little high, and it was like it was just really, really funny.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to describe, but like that. But
I know
like
we
in the
also-
background.
Oh,
I know
no,
that we've
sorry.
already had Felix playing a robot on this
Jess-
show before.
What was Jesse saying?
I was just gonna say, what if it doesn't have a voice? It just does like a chime. You know how like the Samsung like washer and dryer play the
Okay.
like music and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. So it's like
But,
kind
like-
of creepy because it's like this
A
cheerful
little off.
like do 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 do.
But like, but the chime could get like increasingly more like minor keyed as like it gets evil as it feeds itself on more blood, because I think this vacuum cleaner needs to murder a few people in this building. Like, it is a serial
That's how
killer.
it turns into the sudden serial killer. Before it's just all like messing around, and then when it kills, there you go.
Like, I feel like the first like 4 episodes like is just like a normal show, right? You're just like you've been dealt you've been dealt like a very normal show where it's like, oh, these 2 siblings, like she's this building manager, but he's sort of like, he lost his job and like she's trying to get him to get his life together, yada yada. And then she's, being harassed by her bosses, so she finds this vacuum and everything's going great. And so like you don't suspect the vacuum till like halfway through the series, because then a few bodies turn up dead and they're like, oh my goodness, like what's going on? And then, then you just have like the vacuum in the background, like making its happy little chime, and everyone's like, damn, like this, and then suddenly,
well, the dog never likes the vacuum. That's the only thing that you would get.
And then at some point, just like at the like a little past the halfway mark where you're still trying to figure out like what's going on with the murder, then it's the first time you get the POV of the evil vacuum. Like the evil vacuum out for blood, like going for a victim. And that's when you realize we've been had by this show. We're watching a goofy comedy. Like, you know what I mean? Like a real gotcha where it's like, oh no, it's been there's no serial killer. It's the vacuum. The vacuum's out for blood.
Time.
What if it was set up so like the first death wasn't a murder, but like the vacuum happened, like in while you were sleeping, the vacuum happened to run through the blood, right? So it did that and it got a taste for blood. And now it's,
It was always a little special because, like, it was very like she found.
But it was the blood. It's like a little
like
top.
it activated it, like the blood, like
the little. It'll have a little light on it, and it just glows like either a different color, a little bit brighter, or differently.
It'll go from like green to red.
But at first, like you won't even like think about it. You'll be like, "Oh, damn!" Like this, the vacuum was the only witness to what happened. But then it's like the vacuum was the only witness to what happened. The vacuum is driven by the envy. But
also, every time it overhears them talking about the Dyson vacuum,
it gets angry and angrier.
So, take on the shower scene, by the way, more like a Psycho type, like the scary, like you're very weak when you're in the shower because like you can't pay attention to anything, and you hear the vacuum in the back.
And she thinks she's being watched. She can feel somebody's eyes on her, and she pulls back the shower curtain, and it's just the vacuum cleaner sitting there staring at her, and she's like, what the heck?
But what would actually be funny is if that's mirrored with a later vacuum scene that is an actual murder, where the shower curtain gets pulled aside, and then it just cuts to the vacuum like sucking up the shower curtain.
Oh my goodness.
We've created the dumbest drama in history, and I love every second of it. This would be my favorite drama of the year. It's so ridiculous.
Listen, right now, currently, there's a chicken nugget. So
this is no weirder than chicken nugget. Like, oh, I'm actually crying. I'm crying right now thinking of the vacuum and the
I'm trying to think of the bus scene. Is the bus scene just like after she finds the robot for the vacuum for the first time? She's coming home and she's like all
carrying
excited.
it home on the bus.
Carrying it home like a baby. Like, oh, I'm so like, this is so great. And like the vacuum
all
have like the little green light.
Answered.
The little green light going. The vacuum is happy at this point.
Yeah.
The vacuum has
happy
gone
music.
for blood. Yeah. The vacuum.
It's the one. And she was really hopeless. And this is like the one thing that she thinks is like going for.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, this is so good, guys.
Do we want another PPL? Do we want another twist or anything?
You know what? I think there's always room for another plot twist. Da-da-da. Oh, I did the thing again. Da-da-da-da-da. Plot twist. Let's find out.
Okay.
18.
18.
dice want us to continue.
Easy.
The dice want us to continue down this route that we've chosen.
Listen, all the people in the apartment building are at their like wits' end. They need something to happen. They figured out these things, like something's going on and fishy in this apartment complex, and so someone is like, "Well, we need a shaman. Like, get a shaman in here."
You know what I think that means? I think we have to roll for shaman.
Okay,
Okay.
shaman.
Roll for shaman.
Roll for shaman. Okay, first up, we got to find out.
Roll
We
for-
rolling for a lady shaman, a fella shaman. Evens, ladies. Fellas, odds. Evens. We rolling for a lady shaman. Okay, let me get the right page up here. All right. So let's find out who's going to come save us from the possessed ghost.
Lizzie's
Demon
coming to save us
vacuum.
from the possessed ghost.
8. Goddamn Jin. You know,
They're gonna be so good together.
you know.
This is great.
This is the say less is all I have to say. Like, okay, don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be updating
Oh my gosh.
this. Perfect. Like
What
the
What
dice
if
rolls
she's a
want
shaman that
success.
specializes in like kind of possessed or
Like,
weird
electronic equipment?
electronics?
Yeah, she's like a tech shaman.
Yeah,
she's
like
like
a
a
hacker
shaman for
shaman.
the
Nice.
for the current times. For the
Yeah.
modern,
Yeah.
For a
yeah.
modern age.
maybe
I love this.
You know how they
Just
always
her
have
having
the
like a bit hard
things-
like shaman for the modern age.
there's
Yeah.
always the things that they're shaking and stuff, and I could see her like she pulls up an app on her phone and she just holds her phone around and it makes
Well,
the shaky noise.
and you
or,
can imagine-
like
The reason she kind of saw the need for the job because like with Bluetooth, like all of a sudden things got more possessed and weird because like there's
Mhm.
just more opportunity for spirits and stuff to do that.
yeah.
Like her backstory
She
could
a
be
shaman,
that-
but also electronics. Like,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. That she
fair
just like does. She was just in IT, but comes
Like
from a
two
line of
part-time jobs.
Yeah, she comes from a line of exorcists, but she just wanted to work in IT because she's very passionate about technology. And then, discovered a beautiful, this is
Love it.
I mean,
The thing is, this
The
is
dice
so
are
drama.
so kind.
Like this could easily like for reals be a drama,
Mhm.
and no one would
absolutely,
bat
that's
it
the
off.
like thing
Right?
about this.
Mm.
That the
And then I just-
vacuum is a guy.
No, that she's a guy.
Oh, that
they always
she's
An
assume that
IT
she's
shaman
going.
type.
The IT, the techno wizard is going to be a man. Like I don't even think.
She could even have like a more gender neutral sounding name, like
Yes.
character name.
This is so funny because if this truly was a K-drama, she definitely would be picked as like if they needed a guest star situation. That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
how perfect this is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the
So they could
dice.
get both of those in the
killing it.
same room. Oh my gosh.
The dice are 100% killing it today. And then they have to battle the evil vacuum.
And they finally figure out it's a vacuum. And... oh.
I just imagine her like showing up in like the sickest like apocalypse vibe, like like that fashion's really in, like just those big like
Tech wear
boots.
stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the big boots and like the things with all the buckles and everything, and then she has like a bag of many pockets filled
we
with
have-
tools.
All this happened, but then really what stopped the vacuum is like the dog pushes it over or something. Just so random.
Pushes it off a balcony. Just oh.
And the dog doesn't even really know what it's doing. Like there was a treat or something, and the vacuum like sucked it up, and so the dog was
Oh
like
yeah,
trying
it's
to
his
chase
favorite
it or
toy
whatever.
has
And then,
like gotten sucked up,
Yeah.
and it's like trying to grab it from the vacuum, and the vacuum's like, you know, moving like out of the way, and yes.
look at Lucy's comment.
Apartment living. Oh, Lucy. Lucy. That is too good. Absolutely yes.
Oh my gosh. But also, so then you have like all the like smaller characters, you know, the minor characters who have issues like in the building. Like, of course, there's the murders and yeah, that's a big deal. But then you also just have like normal apartment living stuff that people could identify with a lot, like things that are annoying or.
What if the vacuum is a good enough knockoff that a lot of the people in the apartment don't know that it's a knockoff? So they're like, we've got Dyson money, but not like fix my sink money. Like, can we?
This is bullshit.
My plumbing's like.
You always have that type
You
of
know?
person,
Mhm.
or the you know, neighbor who just wants to know what everyone's doing or complains about like every noise possible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could be
You
like.
know what I just remembered? Back in the day, our Kim Won-hee, our apartment building
The
filled
apartment
with Kim Won-hee
building, yeah.
characters.
Oh my god!
Just all Kim
that's
Won-hee.
Right. Oh, look. Yes, I wanted one of those dogs.
Like when we said like a
Pomeranian.
dog, I like immediately was like
Immediately.
Pomeranian.
Yes.
Because see, it could be like, you know, like someone who's like always complaining about the noise and then complains like, oh, even this, you know, Dyson you got is too noisy. And that could be like the first actual victim of the vacuum. That could be like, I'm too noisy, am I?
Yeah.
The first POV of killer vacuum you get is like, oh.
Oh no. Okay.
I feel like projected in like shadows on the wall of like this vacuum just running over like the person.
Here's the thing. No. This is what the person is like, this vacuum is too noisy and kicks it or something or like bats it and like it cuts them and so a little blood trickles out and that's like the start of like the like aggressiveness with the blood and then it's like that's the first kill is
This
this
so,
person.
Okay.
guys.
I have a picture of. Have you guys seen that? You know that scene it's from some Indian TV show or movie or something where the woman like basically strangles herself on a curtain, right?
Yeah.
But like you could have something like that where like you fell into it, but then the vacuum cleaner is like the one pulling on the other end of it.
No, I just had a vision of my mind of like a shadow play of like a person like, you know, like you just see like the shadow of them like struggling on the ground with just like the vacuum continuously running over their face with like and then the chime playing like so all you see is like the shadows of this happening and it's just being the most ludicrous situation. But Amanda, I like that. Like it's got to get creative with how a vacuum with how a vacuum can kill you. Like we have to get creative.
Vacuum sucks the air out of the room.
Well, and then since it's electric, you could always like shock somebody too.
Yeah.
So like that's a thing.
Yeah.
Or it's like you could like since it's a robot
You could turn on
vacuum,
the
you can like get
gas or
underfoot
something.
and like trip someone.
Yeah.
Before I forget this, so I think at the end, you know, when everybody's happy and they get a Dyson and they think they've gotten rid of the other vacuum, the thing is, all of a sudden the Dyson starts acting a little funny, like just enough for you to be like, oh no,
like everybody
Right
kind of questions it, and that's the end of it. That's how it cuts.
Yeah.
I feel like a perfect end scene would be like everyone just happy, like, you know, maybe having a nicer version of the staycation that they have, and then it just zooms to like the Dyson sitting on its dock charging, and then the light flickering and the little chime playing, and then it ending. the end of the show. This might be the greatest comedy ever conceived. I'm sorry.
we know if there is at some point in the future a shaman character that's also an IT hacker type wearing tech wear that can fix electronics. It came from
someone's been watching us. If you see an evil vacuum appear in a K-drama, you know we got a fan out there somewhere who doesn't want to give us our due. Oh,
Oh
my
gosh.
god. This is so
Well,
good.
And it's
This is
also you can have
great.
so many cameos in this
Yes.
Mhm.
easily.
It could be
Or,
all
like,
like the our
bits.
favorite bit. Yeah, all our favorite
Yeah.
bit characters. Just
Yeah.
like everybody. Well, what like kind of big part is Solgi's character? I mean, I guess she could be the first death, and that would be kind of fun.
That would be funny. Yeah. Oh, this is so good. Like, literally anyone you can conceive could be killed in this.
And
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
absolutely.
of you can have a lot of like character actors, but then you can also have like kind of people in passing that are like, of course, a lot of the people that have starred with these other, like, kind of
Yeah.
master's son, Cam, like
Yeah.
just all
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Where it's like, aha, I saw that, that type of thing.
Yeah.
This is so good. Guys, we do it every time. And every time we're about to go into another one bites the...
Is that the title?
Or that's just
No,
like the
I feel like we
OST.
want like a slightly more generic title so that there's a chance that someone starts watching it and doesn't realize that it's
Yeah.
about to be a killer vacuum possessed by evil
I do
spirits.
think that like we can have the angle that it's like about the apartment or something, but like
Mhm.
the vacuum has
apartment
to
and
come
the-
out of nowhere.
And the corporation gonna try to buy the, force to buy
Mhm.
and all that.
Yeah.
So like you're really led on thinking like that is the main crux of the show.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cleaner life.
Cleaner life.
Cleaner life.
A
That's not
happy
bad.
home
That's
is
not
a
bad.
healthy home.
Like, every time we're about to do a roll for drama, I worry that, like, we're not going to
can't
be
do
able
it.
to come up with something entertaining. And every time I am proven wrong.
I will say we usually end up with some huge like, usually we're saying something about,
Oh yeah, we
disabled people or like there's all types of things
Or
like we're
soapbox.
always advocating for certain
We're
types of
passionate
characters.
for. Not today.
Not today. Today
I'm
is just about
passionate for cheesy.
Yeah, I'm passionate for some
Horror.
slapstick comedy action. I'm passionate for a scene where they're fighting a robot vacuum. Like, I'm just passionate for this today,
Yeah.
Cleaner Life is pretty good, but I feel like we can go even more like it could be like apartment 304 or something, like just like
Oh,
apartment
yeah.
block B, like a real
Yeah.
like
Or like if
just
you
like
figured out the name of the apartment complex and then that just be the title.
Mhm.
yes, like Sweet Home, right? Like that was
Yeah.
Mhm.
ooh, in the bag.
In the back.
They're bagless vacuums. Listen, look. That's one of the appeal of the robot vacuum. Like what would be like a really good sort of pun-tastic name for this? Like
Oh man.
Oh.
something Heights. I feel like Heights is a
You
good one.
know what we didn't really emphasize in discussing all this?
Mhm.
The ability to see ghosts thing.
That's
Oh.
what Gong Hyo Jin's
Yeah.
there for. She's the tech.
Yeah.
Listen, she can see ghosts.
Easy.
She was an IT, but like she's from a long line of shamans.
She
And
comes in and she just
Nathan-
immediately like sees every single ghost and she's like, oh gosh.
No,
This is gonna
Well,
be
and
a
especially
real-
the ghosts
a
of the
big
people
one.
that the vacuum cleaner has killed that they haven't figured
Yeah.
that out yet. And so those
Yeah.
ghosts are like, it's the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, all the ghosts are like, it's the vacuum cleaner the entire time. Like, even the ones that hadn't gotten killed from the vacuum cleaner that are just there, they're like, we've been
Like,
trying to tell them it's
we've
the
been trying to
vacuum
tell
this
y'all,
entire
like-
time.
Oh. Cyclone Heights, Lucy, it's good, but I feel like that wouldn't be an actual name of like.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, it's a good. But I feel like Heights is good, especially if it ends with the dog kicking the vacuum off a balcony.
Mm.
Because then the Heights defeated by gravity, good crack. You know?
Well, okay, so like if the song that the like vacuum like does do, the little charm
Mhm.
is like Twinkle Twinkle, then like Twinkle Heights or something like that.
Like Starry Heights or
Starry
something.
Heights or yeah.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm. Mhm.
The vacuum cleaner lineup.
No. no. When they do that, they make the vacuum cleaners sing. They make them do their chimes to try to figure out which.
I feel like it would be like
Like the I
just
Want
like,
It That Way song, like that whole scene.
I just feel like the absurdity of having like a demonic vacuum that can unlock doors and go in and like kill you in your shower, and like it's so good. Like it's so stupid, and it's just like there was like a horror movie from, I don't know what it was from, I remember being told about this, where it's like a serial killer movie and everyone's like, oh, like the serial killer's stalking the streets, and then you find out, this might have been a book, I don't know, you find out it was like an escaped monkey from the circus with like a knife and a top hat. You're like, what the fuck is this? Like, I want that, like, what the fuck is this moment for people watching
horror it? That's about cars, and the cars are the ones that are killing.
Yeah.
It's not Catherine, it's like another one, and like the cars literally like are hiding out in like the bushes and stuff and attack people.
Oh, golly.
What's the one about the tire, the evil tire that kills people? You
Yes.
remember this one? Like, Murder at Rue Morgue. Thank you. I couldn't remember the title, but yeah, there's one where there's an evil tire that rolls around killing people. I don't remember what that one's called either.
Amazing.
What's the other one where all of like the cars and electronics go crazy? I feel like Emilio Estevez is in it.
Oh.
Was he in that one?
I just watched
something-
one last night that was like, it was like a tech mall, and they had all these robots, and then the robots started killing everybody. It was a slasher.
That's fun.
What it's called.
Starry Heights is good. Starry Heights. Yeah, I do. Yeah, Lucy, I know I came up with it, but I agree.
The killer tire is rubber.
Rubber. Thank you.
Rubber.
Thank.
Yeah.
Oh, right at the same
Okay.
time. Right at the same
Homicidal
time.
car tire. Discovering
Yes.
it has destructive psychotic power.
Incredible.
I
Like, see,
love horror
there's
so much.
precedent for a concept this ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like in any movie where this was the case, the vacuum cleaner would get like kicked off the roof, and they'd go down to find it all smashed, and it would just be gone. And then you'd probably see a scene of somebody like picking it up off a roadside and like taking it into their apartment building. And you'd
Shopping
be like,
Mall is
"Oh, no."
what I was watching, Lucy.
Chopping Mall. See, that Chopping Mall, great title.
Yeah.
very
Great
good.
title.
But it's not for when you're trying to like really hide what's gonna happen. So like,
Mhm.
because you can do a lot of red herrings and no one die in the apartment building until like halfway or further.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But you can have a lot of red herrings of the whole corporate thing, like, oh, did someone from
Yeah.
corporate like send a killer? Then of course you could just like see
Or just like a weird
a sign
resident.
about
Yeah.
serial killers and just the
Yeah.
normal news things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so like his old lover comes back, so you think that's gonna be like the crux of this like comedy is like a like him and her getting back together. But then it turns out that actually doesn't matter because they're now all trapped with a killer vacuum cleaner possessed by ghosts. Like,
No,
like, it could be
before
possessed.
Before we had the idea of like, you want the normal title to hide it, I was thinking something like Vacuums from Hell, where it would, like you're giving
Making
the
a
strangers
pun.
from hell,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah,
kind
yeah.
of, right?
As though it's like a parody of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like it's even funnier if you don't really know. Like, I feel like that's a funny thing that people would actually not feel upset about when they realize they've been had. Because
Yeah.
I think some people would.
some
be
people,
upset.
listen,
But,
some
like,
people
they're
who
no
don't
fun.
know joy,
Yeah.
some
No
people who
joy.
don't know joy or love in their hearts might be upset.
You
But-
gotta talk to them.
Yeah, but people with like a true sense of comedic timing would think this was the funniest shit they've ever seen. And yes, Lucy, ending on the faint notes of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star
Yeah.
in a minor key.
Yeah. And like
Oh.
almost transforming it into like less robotic and more whistle too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Because it could just be possessed by the spirit of a serial killer. That's why it was at this creepy pawn shop,
Well,
right?
but you never go into it because like
no,
that's,
that's not
No.
important.
That's not the point.
That's not the point of the story.
Like, of course, the characters will wonder, but it's like, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is the silliness of it all.
It's so good. Like, this is so good.
But I also like the thought of, so like, prior to it being like about the vacuum so much, a lot of it is, oh, we have to have like a staycation, like we just don't have money, and just showing like typical people, the things they try to do to find joy, and it's a struggle when you don't have money. Like, I think that's just very relatable. And you can always just make that stuff funny too, just really easily. Like, even at the sauna, like trying to have fun in the sauna, though, like, this is the one thing you ever do that's fun. Depressing.
Oh, I do. Yeah. So, title: Lucy did like Starry Heights.
I'm cool with it.
It seems like that would be like a perfect.
It would. Like, it could be one of the first
Starry
scenes.
Heights, and it's pretty, and it's like Starry Heights, apartment living sucks, and you're like, hang on.
Wait, they've been hinting it all along.
Yeah.
And then like the sign, like when they're doing the title sequence or whatever, it shows the actual sign. It looks fine, but then like a little bit of it like kind of falls off a little.
Swings
like
off,
just a little...
whatever. The Y like falls off or whatever. It's like.
And then the person that complains a lot always like brings that up. The sign, blah, blah, blah. Of all the things to
or it like that the person who is always complaining is the first one you see like being upset, having to like move back the Y or something.
Yeah.
Or it's like it just falls off completely and startles someone walking by, being like, "Come on!"
Like, pick it up and they're like, "This apartment's falling apart."
I want one more PPL because I think we could figure it out.
Okay. All right. 1 second.
Right, let's end on a PPL note.
Let's end on a PPL. Okay. We gotta go through the whole song and dance. Okay. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay. Da 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 da. Okay. All right.
Okay.
What is our final PPL of the evening? 17.
Okay.
A massage chair.
It ends with her getting like a cheapo massage chair from like the same store or something, not even making the connection. And it's like, we're gonna do this all over again with a massage chair now.
Or Gunkyo Jin's character has a massage chair that she uses all the time, like when you see her like at her like place of business. But she says at some point, "Oh, you don't know the things that this massage chair has done back in the day." Like she's fixed it, but like
I like
there
it.
are stories.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess that wouldn't be a good PPL because then people would be afraid of that character. But still,
or
maybe it'd be an off-brand of whatever.
It could be a massage chair at another apartment complex, and it like starts a new story of like a massage chair going crazy at that apartment complex.
I actually thought earlier, like, there could be an apartment complex like across the street or whatever, and it's like the more wealthy people that look down on.
Such a good death.
Oh. It could be like the person who lives in the penthouse where the vacuum shouldn't have been able to get to. Like,
Well, so I was like, there's kind of like a rival apartment building nearby, and they're like the more wealthy, and they look down on Starry Heights people. So they get the massage chair or whatever, and then someone goes and picks up the bad vacuum, like the whole thing, like it all. It's
it just keeps going.
So good, and
that's where the X lives,
which makes sense. You're always seeing those stories where it's like there's the gentrification of the neighborhood or whatever, right? And so like there's the nice apartment building across the street, and they want to buy out this one so that they can build more nice ones.
And they could look at only nice buildings and not the crappy building.
And it's like a little crappy like apartment building in the middle of like these big like fancy high rises. It's just this one little like 4-story or whatever like dealio.
I love it. I love it. Oh, so good. This is so good.
This might be my favorite one.
Like, this is so good.
It's one of those that's like you'd have a dream about, you know, and you'd wake up and you'd be like, yeah, I could see that.
Oh. Why is it so good? It's
Everyone would enjoy it. Like it would, almost everybody would really just think it was a good time to watch.
Yeah.
Oh
my god, Twitter when like the reveal is the vacuum. It'd be such a great like, you know,
Yeah.
live tweet type show.
Oh my gosh! It was the vacuum.
It was the vacuum. Like
The outraged anger and the like people who think it's the greatest thing they've ever seen, and like, yeah.
And then when Gong Hyo Jin's character shows up, it's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, this is too good. Like,
I'm so glad
too
we
good.
got
I
the
think it's-
PPL like,
it's so-
slide.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said I'm so glad that we added the PPL slide.
Yeah.
That wasn't originally our slides.
Mm-hmm.
I love how just having Dyson vacuum on our thing is what made this happen.
What made it all happen?
It made all of it like
Complex and Dyson vacuum. Now I will say, like, action adventure, it takes you on an adventure.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah.
we've been on an adventure through the realms of the believable.
And making sure that we hit all of our stuff here. And we did. Usually you do a summary, Natalia. Are you going to try to run through a summary?
Okay. Let me see what I can do here.
Cracks my
Oh
goals.
boy. Okay, so welcome to Starry Heights, a ordinary rundown apartment building, which is managed by the poor put-upon character of Shin Min-ah, who lives with her layabout brother who lost his job and broke up with his girlfriend and has been a miserable little tool, making her life even worse than it already was. But he's a bit of a sympathetic guy. You feel a little bad for him because he's kind of a, you know, a loser. You know, he's a tuxedo maskian loser. You know what I mean? The class. So down on her luck and being pressured by the corporate overlords who own her building to save money, and also dealing with the residents complaining about how run down everything is, she goes out to try to find a new robot vacuum for the common areas. But everything is out of her price until she wanders next to a strange pawn shop where she sees an off-brand knockoff of a Dyson robot vacuum and thinks, perfect, within budget, we'll bring it home. Very, very pleased with herself, she arrives home to witness her brother's ex-lover, whom she doesn't really like, coming back into his life and being very upset about this. Shenanigans. They decide, like, you know, things are happening. She's just dealing with life. But suddenly, someone ends up dead in her apartment complex. It appears to be an accident, but something doesn't sit right with her. And then another person ends up dead, and suddenly they realize it's the vacuum. The vacuum from the shifty pawn shop is possessed by a demon and is out for blood. So, after trying to deal with it themselves and not being able to do so because it is a demonic ghost-possessed vacuum, they hire a techno wizard, exorcist, to come in and deal with it, and then a battle for Starry Heights themselves begins. Them versus the vacuum. Will they win? Or will the vacuum clean up business? Watch to find out. Starry Heights.
There'd be so many parodies of it, like on Korean SNL and stuff.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So good. This is too good. Like, it's... Oh, okay. We've done it again, everyone.
We've done it again.
Yay.
I think that's about all that we have to say about this bad boy.
Yeah.
So anyway, we hope that you enjoyed listening and hanging out with us. We'll be back next month with another Roll for Drama, but we'll also be back on Monday with a new episode that you'll definitely want to come listen to.
It'll be cool to see Natalia's posters of this one.
Yeah, I have an idea already. I have an idea already. Like, it's already... my brain already working. So anyway, I hope that you have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next time. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we're YouTubers and required to say that. Anyway, we'll see you next time. We'll see you next time for the next Roll for Drama. And also, we do other stuff too, so you should come. You should come all the time. Bye.
Bye.
Run things. Bye. 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 Bye.